There comes a moment in life when you start noticing that food doesn't feel the same way it once did. Maybe you sit at the table, look at the plate, and realize you don't have the same appetite you had years ago. Or perhaps you eat just a little and it feels heavy, almost like your body is asking you to slow down. That can be unsettling at first. You might even wonder if something is wrong. But the truth is, nothing is wrong. You are simply living in a body that has earned its years, and with that comes change. Aging isn't about losing, it's about learning to listen more closely. Think of it this way. When you were younger, your body took care of things quietly in the background. You ate, you moved, and your muscles stayed strong without much thought. Now, the same body asks you to be more intentional, to give it what it needs in gentler, more deliberate ways. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means your body is wiser, more precise in its signals. And one of those signals, often overlooked, is the quiet request for more protein throughout the day. Why protein? Because it's the material your muscles, bones, and even your skin are made of. As the years pass, the body's ability to use protein slows down. That means what was once enough no longer fully supports your strength, energy, or independence. And independence matters, doesn't it? Being able to carry your groceries, climb stairs without hesitation, or simply get up from a chair with ease, these are the quiet freedoms we don't want to lose. It's not just about food. It's about dignity, confidence, and continuing to live life on your own terms. I know this can feel overwhelming at times. You might ask yourself, do I really need to think about all this now? Can't I just eat the way I always have? Those are natural questions. But pause for a moment and consider, has your energy shifted in recent years? Do you notice it takes longer to recover after a busy day? Or that simple tasks leave you a little more tired than before? These aren't signs of failure. They're gentle reminders that your body is asking for something extra. Sometimes the wisdom of aging isn't in pushing harder, but in listening more deeply. What's beautiful is that small changes can bring noticeable results. Adding a little more attention to what's on your plate, just a piece of fish here, a handful of beans there, can make your mornings lighter and your steps steadier. And isn't that what we want at this stage? Not to fight against time, but to walk alongside it with awareness and grace. Before we continue, I'd love to know something from you. Where are you reading this from right now? Share your location in the comments. It's always such a joy to see how far and wide these gentle conversations can travel. It reminds us that no matter where we live, the journey of caring for ourselves is something we all share. Let's talk about mornings for a moment, because how you begin your day has more influence than we often realize. Think back to how your mornings used to feel. Perhaps busy, perhaps lighter, perhaps full of routine. Over time, those mornings may have shifted. Maybe now it's just a piece of toast, maybe just tea or coffee. And yet, what you give your body in those first hours sets the tone for the whole day ahead. Protein in the morning isn't about being strict or healthy in the way magazines talk about it. It's about giving your body the foundation it quietly asks for, so that you can move through your day with steadiness instead of fatigue. Take Maria, for example. She's 72, full of kindness and humor, but for years she would wake up, sip her coffee, maybe nibble a biscuit, and head straight into her day. By the afternoon, she always felt sluggish, needing long naps that left her feeling like she had lost precious hours. Her doctor gently suggested she try adding a small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries to her mornings. At first, Maria was skeptical. It felt like such a small thing. But within weeks, she noticed her morning walks became easier, her steps lighter. She didn't need that heavy afternoon nap anymore. The change was gentle, but it made her feel more alive, more in control of her day. This isn't about forcing yourself into big changes. It's about noticing the difference a little bit of protein can make. An egg, a few slices of cheese, some cottage cheese, a handful of nuts stirred into oatmeal. None of these things require effort beyond what you're already doing. But they add up, giving your muscles the strength they need, keeping your energy from dipping too soon. You might ask yourself, how does my morning feel right now? Do I start the day already feeling tired, or do I give myself what I need to move into it with calm energy? These are not questions to judge yourself with, but gentle invitations to reflect. You don't have to change your entire breakfast overnight. Perhaps tomorrow you just add a spoonful of nut butter to your toast. Or maybe you try half a boiled egg alongside your tea. Small steps, no pressure, only awareness. You'll notice, little by little, that your mornings begin to feel steadier, and that can change the way the whole day unfolds. And if this way of thinking feels like something you'd like more of, gentle reminders to care for yourself with kindness, then don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss the next small piece of wisdom that could make your days lighter and stronger. And if this way of thinking feels like something you'd like more of, gentle reminders to care for yourself with kindness, then don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss the next small piece of wisdom that could make your days lighter and stronger. But as the years pass, that sponge becomes less absorbent. After 60, your body doesn't process protein with the same efficiency. That means the same amount of food you once ate might no longer be enough to maintain muscle, strength, or stamina. Scientists call this anabolic resistance, but in simpler terms, it's just your body whispering that it needs a little more care to achieve what used to come naturally. Think of your muscles as your lifelong companions. They've carried you through every season, running after children, carrying heavy bags, climbing stairs, gardening, dancing, or even just walking to the corner store. Over time, those companions tire, and without steady nourishment, they begin to shrink, quietly, almost unnoticed. And when muscles fade, everyday tasks feel heavier, balance becomes shakier, and independence can slowly slip away. That's why protein becomes so essential now. It isn't about building large muscles or chasing athletic goals. It's about protecting the simple freedoms you treasure. Standing up without support, walking without hesitation, carrying your own groceries, opening jars without asking for help. Each bite of protein is a way of telling your muscles, I still need you and I'm taking care of you. Sometimes people believe that feeling weaker is just part of aging, something unavoidable. But research and experience both tell us that giving your body enough protein, combined with gentle movement, can slow that decline significantly. In fact, many older adults who add protein consistently to their meals notice steadier energy, quicker recovery from daily activities, and even improvements in mood. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about making the present more comfortable, more stable, more free. So I invite you to reflect for a moment. Do you often feel more tired than you expect after a simple activity? Do you find that it takes longer to regain your strength after a busy day? These are not flaws in you. They are gentle signals from your body asking for a bit more nourishment. Listening to them is an act of kindness, not discipline. And when you choose to respond with care, even in small ways, you are honoring the life you've built and the body that has carried you this far. Sometimes change feels easier when it is broken down into small, gentle steps. You don't need to transform your entire way of eating overnight. You only need to find one or two simple adjustments that feel comfortable and realistic. Think of it as adding little supports to your day, not burdens. One way to begin is by making sure that each meal contains at least one small source of protein. It doesn't have to be complicated. At breakfast, it could be an egg, a spoonful of cottage cheese, or even a handful of nuts stirred into your oatmeal. At lunch, maybe a slice of chicken or a scoop of beans alongside your soup. At dinner, perhaps a piece of fish or lentils added to your plate. The idea is not perfection, but balance. An extra little gift to your body each time you sit down to eat. Another gentle practice is to rethink your snacks. Many people reach for crackers, sweets, or fruit alone. There is nothing wrong with enjoying these, but what if your snacks could also carry a bit of strength with them? A slice of cheese with your apple, hummus with your crackers, or even a small yogurt can turn a light snack into a nourishing pause that keeps your energy steady. You may notice that even your hunger feels more balanced when protein is included. The dips and sudden cravings soften, replaced with a calmer rhythm that makes the day feel easier. A third step, which many overlook, is to pay attention to lighter meals. Soups, salads, or simple bread may feel comforting, but they don't always carry the staying power your body needs now. If you love these foods, and many do, consider pairing them with something that grounds them. A bean soup with a sprinkle of grated cheese, a salad topped with boiled eggs, or a slice of whole grain bread with a spread of peanut butter can make the difference between feeling satisfied and feeling weak an hour later. As you try these small practices, ask yourself, when was the last time I finished a meal and felt not just full, but truly satisfied, steady, and ready for what came next? Could protein have been the quiet helper in that moment? These are gentle questions, not tests. They are invitations to notice the signals of your body, to tune in to the ways it speaks, now that it did not before. The beauty of this process is that nothing needs to be rushed. Some days you may add protein to all your meals. Other days you may forget. That's all right. What matters is the direction, not perfection. Each time you choose to give your body that extra bit of care, you are reinforcing your strength, your independence, and your well-being. And with every small adjustment, you are writing a message of respect to the body that has carried you through so many seasons of life. There is a quiet truth about growing older that many people don't speak of often enough. The way food becomes less about pleasure alone and more about preserving freedom. Each meal is no longer just something to fill your stomach. It is an act of care, a choice that supports your independence, your steadiness, your confidence to keep living life on your own terms. In that sense, protein is not about diets or trends. It is about building a foundation for the years ahead. Some people still carry the belief that protein is only for athletes, young people in the gym, or those trying to build big muscles. But that idea is a myth, one that quietly keeps many older adults from giving their bodies what they truly need. In reality, protein is what helps you rise from a chair without effort, climb stairs without fear, and recover after a busy day. It is the quiet, invisible ally that holds you up when you don't even realize it. When you think of it this way, adding protein is not about changing who you are, but about honoring the body that has walked with you through every season. There is a kind of wisdom in approaching food with this perspective. Instead of asking, "What should I eat to be good?" you might gently ask, "What can I give my body so it feels cared for, so it can keep me strong and present in the moments I still want to enjoy?" That change in question shifts everything. It moves eating away from guilt and rules toward kindness and awareness. Imagine the difference between skipping protein and feeling drained halfway through your day versus adding a little to each meal and noticing your steps feel lighter, your energy steadier. These are small, almost invisible changes, but over time they shape the way you live. And isn't that the goal now? Not to fight the years, but to make them more graceful, more comfortable, more your own. Perhaps you've already sensed this truth in your own life. Maybe you've noticed days when you ate a little more protein and felt better without realizing why. Or maybe you're only beginning to wonder if food could play a role in how steady or strong you feel. Wherever you are in this journey, there is no pressure, only the invitation to experiment gently. Try something small, notice how your body responds, and allow that awareness to guide you further. Aging, after all, is not about giving up what you can no longer do. It's about adjusting, learning, and caring for yourself in ways that honor your years. And in that care, there is dignity, freedom, and even joy. If you found even one thought here that feels meaningful, consider subscribing so you don't miss more of these quiet reminders crafted with you in mind. And tell me in the comments, what's one small change you feel ready to try at your next meal?